Hey guys, today I'm diving into my first wearable, the Ultrahuman Ring AIR. Ultrahuman sent me over their smart ring and wanted to help improve my sleep. As someone that doesn't get the best sleep at times, I'm particularly interested in having a small piece of tech that can help me track and show insights on my sleep. So today, I'm going to show you the reasons why I like the Ultrahuman Ring Air, how it tracked my sleep in some difficult cases, and some of the things I think could improve. Let's go. Before we get into the actual ring itself, I wanted to mention the process of purchasing the ring. When you order the ring, the process starts with getting the right size. Ultrahuman will first send out a ring sizing kit. This is actually the most important part of the process because you will want to make sure that the ring fits, of course, but then you'll also want to ensure that the ring is comfortable. I tried a couple of sizes both day and night to make sure that the ring didn't bother me in any situation. Once I confirmed my size choice in the app, the actual ring was on its way. So when you get your ring, here's what's in the box. You've got your actual ring, instructions, the charging base, and a USB-C cable. The first and major reason why I like the Ultrahuman Ring Air is the form factor. There's no other wearable where there's so much tech packed into a small wearable. In the Ultrahuman Ring, it has monitors for heart rate, HRV, and blood oxygen. In addition, it has sensors for temperature, motion, and blood circulation. So while you can track and monitor similarly with a smartwatch, I don't think there's a single person that likes to sleep with a bulky watch. I tried it and it doesn't feel good. With the Ultrahuman Ring, it's just so lightweight and comfortable that I forget I'm wearing it sometimes. And that's thanks to its titanium build. The second reason is the design. When you look at it, the Ring Air just looks like a normal ring. There's no hump, bumps, or markings that signify that you're wearing a smart ring, aside from the occasional green light that peeks through when the heart rate sensor is active. And we can't forget that this is also a piece of jewelry. So Ultrahuman has a number of color options to choose from, including their most recent release, the raw titanium, which I almost chose. But as you can see, I went with the matte gray. I was hesitant to choose this color because I was expecting the finish to get super scratched and scuffed, having heard that they're more visible on the matte finish. But as you can see, it's been over 3 months and it's still looking pristine. The third best reason for the Ultrahuman Ring Air is the detailed data and insights that are available in the app. There are three main index scores that are tracked, which are sleep, dynamic recovery, and movement. Looking into each of these, you can find the factors being used to calculate these scores, each with a helpful explanation and possible ways of improving them. Not only that, Ultrahuman provides additional insights such as your stimulant permissible window or when caffeine will maximize your productivity. Another is the circadian phase alignment for helping you adjust to waking up earlier or going to bed later. Also, what's nice with Ultrahuman is the availability of your data via a web dashboard at vision.ultrahuman.com. This is also where you can export your data in a CSV file. Lastly, Ultrahuman makes it clear that your data is encrypted and your data is not sold and is in your full control. Okay, this last reason is one of the best reasons to choose the Ultrahuman Ring, and that is the no subscription fee, meaning you have complete access to your data and updates forever. And speaking of updates, Ultrahuman is constantly adding more features and new data insights. Just in the past couple of months since I've had the ring, they've added a locate my ring feature, insights for tosses and turns during the night, and a cardio age estimation. And lastly, there's a great community over at Reddit where the Ultrahuman reps and founder are very actively listening and responding to feedback. So now let's take a closer look and see how well the ring tracked my sleep. I think I really gave the sleep algorithm a stress test because I had a couple of problematic nights where I didn't think it would detect any kind of sleep. Take this days, for example, where I had one of my lowest sleep scores of 54 and only a dynamic recovery of 67, with huge drops in a number of factors. I remember not being able to fully fall asleep, which looks like is consistent with the data because I essentially had no deep sleep. For comparison, one of my best sleep days with a score of 92 looks like this, where I have the majority of my deep sleep in the first half and then REM sleep in the latter half, with no wakes in between. For the most part, the algorithm is tracking accurately. However, sometimes when I stay in bed longer but I'm awake, it will register as a small amount of sleep. This is something you can edit by trimming off a portion of the recorded timeline at the beginning or end if you want to be a little bit more precise. So, what about naps? I'm a fairly regular napper because I'm older and need that fast charge on my battery to just get through the day. I was surprised to see that the Ultrahuman Ring detect almost all my naps. I'm not sure how the algorithm factors them into the score, but they do add a couple points to my index scores. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with the sleep tracking on the Ultrahuman Ring. It's not perfect, but tracking the human body and its variabilities, especially with someone that doesn't get consistent sleep, I think it's doing a pretty great job. Now, I do want to touch on some of my dislikes and just some things that I think could improve. So, first is the actual ring size I received, which was just a few millimeters too small. And this didn't allow me to use it on the finger that I actually wanted to because it was too tight. I think a half size option would have worked better for me. And I think their sizing kit could use a little bit more tweaking to be more true to size. So, next, I think that the app could be cleaned up a bit. I think it's a little bit heavy on the text. Once you've read through the explanations the first time, I don't think it's necessary to see the full text anymore. And I would like to see my index scores right at the top when I open the app instead of having to scroll through. So I have opted not to use the ring as my primary fitness tracker for steps and workouts because I don't really like wearing the ring while lifting or gripping heavy weights. I just find it uncomfortable. And I would rather wear a smartwatch instead where it's out of the way. And lastly, there is a great workout mode, but it still needs some work due to inconsistencies in the heart rate monitoring and step counts, which Ultrahuman knows about, and why this mode is still in beta. Okay, time for some final thoughts. For the past few months with the Ultrahuman Ring AIR, I've had a very enjoyable experience mostly because of the small form factor, which really makes it easy to just have on all the time. And it's not something I have to actively interact with or manage. It's pretty much something I can just put on and forget about, aside from having to charge it every week. And within the app, you can just take a moment to review your index scores, or you can take it a bit further and use the recommendations to help improve your sleep and wellness. Overall, I'm really happy with the Ultrahuman Ring, and not just with the ring itself, but also the no subscription fee for your data, the constant new feature updates, and an excellent community all make it worth it. If you're looking to get the Ring Air, make sure to use my link or code down in the description to get 10% off. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.